Well, boys, we hit the jackpot this time.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another banger with y'all, man. If you're new to the channel, go hit that like button, subscribe, go comments. I have another banger for you folks. And I want to give you guys a special treat because I want to do something different because I'm getting kind of like run out of ideas on top, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this flowing, man, because I always got a new video coming every time for you know it. But I have something interesting, so this is something different. And I want to have a little comparison right here because I see people talking about these clubs, but how they used to have a good time back in the day from like the 80s and 90s. All these old Baltimore club people, man, they was having a good time, man. And I'm gonna compare it with the new era, the era I'm in now. Like these new clubs that got out now, as far as like the hookah lounges and the strip clubs downtown and everything. But yeah, I'm back, bro. Like I was saying, we don't have too many clubs like the city of Baltimore used to have back in the day. All we have is like the strip clubs and hookah lounges, and there's one thing I want to mention that's notable as well when it comes to going to these clubs. Every time when I was going to these clubs, I only go out like that. Yeah, I don't even go out like that no more. Like I said, people don't know how to have a good time, man. It's always a bunch of drama, just too much negative energy. It's a bunch of nonsense. At least I want to give credit to the older generation. At least when you went to these parties and these clubs and these get-togethers, you had a good time, man. It wasn't really no drinking, no cussing, no arguing. People did it, but the nonsense was just set to the side, So I think that people went like what they went things about a different way when it came to the Baltimore nightclub scenery. So it's just crazy to how it's kind of looking nowadays. It's looking kind of funny, I kind of don't even mix with that crowd, and it's sad to say. And I want to go out and have a good time sometimes, but hey, it's about to save some money, and just what was on you. You can't have fun no more. And my bad, I'm crossing the street, but hopefully we can come together as a generation for the young people to notice that we're still young, and let's go ahead and take advantage while we can, because these younger kids are getting older. Like, we're gonna be looking back and like, wow, all we gonna talk about is this bunch of negative energy and all things that should have never happened at all. But hopefully we can see how things turn out. I mean, people still have a good time, but it's just too much, man. Like, people on their phones too much. I mean, you still get a girl's number. I mean, you can if you want to, for the guys and the ladies as well, for the other way around. But I just feel as though it's not the same no more from what the older folks was going through. So as you see, it's the main spot downtown. That's why people go to. It's mainly strip clubs open nowadays. A couple lounges, so it's not too many options no more. So that happened for a reason, I guess, because people not act. So I guess when the 2010s came about, that's when the whole shift came. I'll say more like the late 2000s. So that's when the whole big shift came when it came to these bar nightclubs. As far as myself, for a young generation that's coming about to see this. And it's like, places like movies and everything like that I really don't like going to, because every time when you go out and have a good time, it take one little situation, or it can not turn out the best. It may not turn out good. So hate to say it, but hope people can be mindful of things like this, or what was going on in this current generation. So this is more like the old and the new side of all these nightclubs, like the current day and age versus the 80s, the 90s, and kind of like the late 70s too, man. 'Cause they was really partying back in the day, and like I said, you can't really dance with a girl no more. All they do is twerk and be on their phones. Like, there's no fun, there's no interaction when it comes to the crowd of people that's in these clubs. So they don't just enjoy the moment anymore. And like I said, if I was to choose who to party with, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather be partying with the older crowd. The older crowd know how to have a good time. Like, they really came there with a focused mindset to not bring no nonsense, none of that drama into the club. They knew how to have a good time and move forward. Like, it was just different. Like, people really communicate with each other. The energy was just there. It was just all about fun. And some things that sometimes you have fun, or all the time you have fun. You got to cherish these moments. Because I love the fact that when I get the comments from the older generation, when they comment about how much clubs they used to have back in the day, like, it's so many clubs that I didn't even know about. Like, you got clubs like Volcanoes, You got like the 32. You got the it's man Hammerjacks. Well, I know Hammerjacks back open. So I'm gonna definitely mention that as well. If you check my Baltimore history playlist, I also got like clubs like Hammerjacks, Club Choices, all these old different clubs, man. That definitely left a landmark and a legacy in the city. So, like I said, if I was, I would love to party in this type of generation. Give me a time machine. But I think it's like that everything was just a lot more simpler. It wasn't no time being wasted. People was really there to really come to really have fun, put their shoes in the game, talk about what's going on for the week. It was just more to talk about, and you have to be mindful. It wasn't no cell phone, like really no social media, so people really had no choice but to really, you know, kind of like adapt to their environment, to what's around them. So in my opinion, that's what made things a lot better because at least people won't get easily distracted on what's in front of them. Because sometimes you on your phone in these clubs nowadays, you might miss on something that you might even see. And what a beautiful time. It definitely seemed like what a time to be alive. The party like in these 80s, especially you got people that was coming through with big names, so definitely an honor. And from the start, it was definitely a great idea to kind of revisit and definitely get credit when it's due to come to these old school clubs. So as you see right here, we got choices, and rest in peace to the legendary K Swift. I done a couple of videos with her as well, and she's definitely like the landmark of the city, and all these other DJs that definitely helps set the tone for Baltimore club music. So I was in the 90s and the 2000s. This definitely was like one of the places to go to. People was just there to have a good time, man. The club music definitely was like a big influence for the city. You had people like myself and all the younger generations that was dancing to it. So it's kind of sad to see how situations unfold and led to one thing to another. To have these places shut down, fights started breaking out, music started getting wild. So as you look from different decades, you see how more intense the generations were, and when I think to myself, how did it happen? The energy, everything just speaks for itself when it comes to overtime and the music and the influence. So I think the younger generation just have it just easily influence what they see on social media. So that's what gets them distracted. And at least back in the day when you had people that was going out, and not even just going out, just influenced by what they seen on TV. It was just more of a just like more like a social, very very personal social experience when it comes to like me at the nightclub. So that's how most of the kids born in the Baltimore city world. But also to mention, Hammerjacks is definitely back open. I would love to visit this spot. So it looked pretty decent. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna definitely check this out because I know Hammerjacks kind of left on a not on a bad note. It kind of moved from different locations to one location, and definitely was a spot when it came to the Easter disco parties. So hopefully they can bring that back and help get these. I want to make sure the youth is in a better situation for anything. So we gotta make sure these next generations make sure they have plenty of hope, and knowing that when you go out and have a good time, it's not about saying what somebody else got on and anything like that. But like I mentioned, like it's just. I just think that times back then people really would salute each other than to actually think about bringing any nonsense to the table. And then nowadays, it's just so easy a situation. Somebody always got something with them. There's always something going on, this and that. So it's easy to. That's how fast anything can occur in this day and age when you're going out. So you just gotta be careful and mindful, and just try to save your money as much as possible. We live in this day and age, so it's not the fun times no more. So things are kind of more serious. But if you're new to the channel, go hit that like button, subscribe, go comment. This is my comparison for like the old clubs versus the new clubs for the city of Baltimore. It's definitely an honor and pleasure to do this video. I think this little key was like a good idea for me because I definitely want to hear these comments from different sides of the story. Like they say, it's two sides to a fence. So I'm in between. So I'm in between as far as me hearing stories from the older generation crowd and the younger generation. So I'm out with it, folks. You folks have a blessed one. You stay safe. Peace.